you ever heard the phrase, "there is no such thing as a free lunch"? I still remember my father admonishing me that when something seems too good to be true, it's probably not true. Dad warned me that perhaps with the possible exception of a mother's unconditional love, everything else has strings attached. Now, this is the basis for my worry about Bill 9015, which is scheduled for vote by the County Council on November 2nd. This bill, among other things, contemplates the acceptance of a grant from a federal government agency, FEMA, to our local fire department, amounting to more than $7 million over a 3-year period. Now, since the County Council is the final fiscal authority for the county, the acceptance of grant money comes before the council for approval. And according to testimony taken at a recent council work session, the funds from FEMA will be used to hire additional firefighters. Well, this sounds good. But what happens in 3 years when the money runs out? And what policies and procedures will our fire department have to agree to get the free money? These are not new questions. A cursory study of the Federalist Papers clearly reveals that the framers of the Constitution were very concerned about the consolidation, the centralization of too much power in Washington, D.C. Even more so, the writings of the anti-federalists demonstrate their fear that the national government might evolve into an overreaching monolith that constantly seeks more and more authority over the people and over every aspect of their lives. Now, history has proven that these fears were well-founded. Today, the reach of the national government into the lives of everyday citizens stretches even farther than our fathers feared or even imagined. Federal agencies never stop telling us what we can eat, what we can drink, what we can watch, what we can wear, what we can drive, who we can do business with, where we can live, and even what we must teach our children. You know, there is even an agency that regulates how much water you can have in your toilet bowl. Now, theoretically, our state and local governments should be protecting us from this overreach, but as a practical matter, they don't seem to do so. Why? Well, at least part of the reason is that state and local governments have been bought off by federal grants. Federal agencies and bureaus by the dozens with multi-billion-dollar budgets use grants and handouts to circumvent state and local governments. By so doing, they are able to impose national controls and national agendas, and in some cases international agendas, on local communities without the consent of local populations. And the lure of free money to aid their struggling budgets is almost irresistible to local officials. But with the grants of money come restrictions, regulations, and sometimes massive legal codes imposed on counties and regions and states. Actually, these limitations on a county's autonomy are really self-imposed. Local officials often trade their constituents' liberty and/or property for federal money. And shouldn't we also be on guard about the allegiance and loyalty of our county departments to our own people? I mean, how many $7 million grants from FEMA does it take before our fire department effectively becomes FEMA's fire department? And where is this money coming from anyway? It's well documented that the federal government is more than $18 trillion in debt. Now, how can they give our fire department $7 million? In any event, shouldn't we carefully consider just how much this free lunch costs us? This is Michael Anthony Peroutka, County Councilman for District 5, and I thank you.